Ladies. I have done zero preparation. Just gonna let you know. Also, there are a bunch of children in my backyard, so shit's gonna get loud. But I'm having a fantastical day. And I feel like every time I get on here to talk to you guys, all of a sudden, everything just comes flooding out of my mouth that needs to be said. So we're going with it. Before we start, before it gets loud in here, I just want to take some time, like 20 seconds, and just like breathe. Partly because I've had a lot of coffee today. Partly because I just got some very exciting news that I wasn't attached to. And it happened exactly how I wanted it to. And I'll probably talk about it. I don't know. And partly because we are all so uptight around money that I believe in every cell of my body that this training is going to change your life. And when I'm done and I'm like, oh, there was other things I wanted to talk about, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do another one, because everything has to flow and everything has to be based on inspiration. And if it's not going to work for me. And that's how we're doing from now on. So just close your eyes. And if you don't have allergies, breathe in through your nose. And just in your mind or out loud, or just listen to me and just repeat after me. Just ask for the guidance and ask for the clarity and ask to receive everything that I'm going to give to you. And I'm going to ask that you are willing and able to take what I say to heart and to feel it and to embody it today, now, in the next half an hour, not next week or next month or next year, but that I can say the things that need to be said in a way that you can hear them and feel them and resonate with them, so your life can change right now. And just breathe and just like grab that and hold on to it with everything that you have. And then just breathe and let it go. Because when we try to hold on so tight and we try to control it, it just gets harder. And if we focus on it so much that we're like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to stick? When is it going to click? It won't till you're done with that. I'm so sorry. That's what I've tried to do for a really, 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 really stupidly long time. And we're not going to do that anymore. So I'm totally going to blow my nose on the live video. I apologize. All right. Air. So grateful when I can breathe. It's the best. I just really, really love breathing. So a lot of you saw my post this morning about how abundance is all around. And I got a lot of messages, but I have noticed that I haven't gotten a lot of people commenting on that post. I also got a lot of messages about my post that said, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to money? And like one person commented thinking he was being funny, which I know his wife, it wasn't that funny. But a lot of people commented or messaged me privately, because we all struggle with money at certain points in our lives. That's just the way our society is. Like, if you're not bitching and complaining about money, you're uptight and you're better than everyone and all of this negative crap, right? And so when I ask, what do you struggle with most when it comes to money? People don't want to comment because they don't want to admit it in public. Which, what does that do? It perpetuates the issue. When you are avoiding, there's a disconnect, right? Like if you're avoiding a subject or you're not wanting to talk about it, you're resisting it. And whenever we resist, persists, because everything is energy. So we know scientifically, logically, spiritually, all of the E's, that the people that won't admit that they have a problem stay stuck in their problem, right? That relates to the video that I did before this. That relates to you and your business and your life and your marriage and your kids and your relationships and the job that you don't like and the business that you think isn't succeeding and all the things that you think that you're failing at. Like, it's all relative. It is all relative. So before we go in super deep, I'm going to apologize because here comes my biggest little. Emma, can you pull my door shut, sweetie? Thank you. Can you shut it? Thank you. Okay. Before we get into everything, actually, this is everything. I'm just going to give it to you all right now. Everything is energy. You've heard me say it time and time and time and time again. This iPhone is the same as this notebook, which is the same as this shirt, my eyeballs, my earrings, my water cup, the tissues. It's all just energy. And the things that we believe, the direction that our thoughts go, is the energy that shows up in our lives. What you resist persists. That means the things that you won't admit that you have an issue with. And I'm going to talk about this because this is a contradiction, right? Because I always say you want to talk in the direction of what you want. However, if you're struggling with something and you just like bury it and you're like, oh, I'm not going to focus on it. I'm going to like throw some affirmations at it. And I'm going to journal about how wonderful my life is. And I'm so grateful that I have this beautiful flower out here that is blooming right now. And I'm so grateful that I have this comfy bed right here. And I'm so grateful I have this chair and I can be comfortable while I am using my MacBook that I love so much. You're grateful for all of that stuff. I'm grateful for all of those things. I really, really am. But I'm grateful in a different way. I'm not grateful in that I'm making a checklist of all the things I'm grateful for to make sure that I have my 10 or 20 or 30 that I'm supposed to be writing every day. I'm not checking it off a list. I'm grateful that I can see the colors. Like, I can feel that plant. Like, I could walk out to it and that pink color, it like draws me in. I can sit on my patio and I can stare at that plant because it just makes me so happy because there's blooms all over it. It is absolutely beautiful. And I'm so grateful that I have this bed because me and all of my kids fit in it when crazy things happen and we just need to like hang out and snuggle and watch a movie. I'm so grateful for those things on such a deep level that I can feel it in my body because that is the vibration that I'm a match to. Like, I'm so grateful for those things, not because I have to be grateful to get what I want. I'm grateful for them because I have them, because I am surrounded by things that I love that I have, and because I've shifted my perception. So guys, this is going to go all over the place because you know I don't do notes, especially on something like this. So this morning I was thinking, I'm walking down the trail. I was run walking. I did like an interval thing today. So I'm going down the trail to this bench that we have. It's almost exactly a mile from my door, like kind of up a hill. It's beautiful. There's like a tree tunnel right now. It's just gorgeous because everything's in bloom. And there's animals and there's paw prints on the trail. And I just love it. It's just like peaceful. And I have to shut this off. Sorry. It's just peaceful and it's calm. And I just love it. But there have been times when I've been on that same trail and there's been a snake in the trail. And if you know me, you know I hate snakes. Like, I don't say that word very often, but I do not like snakes. They scare me. I don't know why. It's completely irrational. I've never had anything like, I've never had a snake bite me. I've never like been attacked. I'm irrationally and logically freaked out by snakes. I don't like it, whatever. So I go down that trail and I could choose to focus on the fact that a snake could come out of that long grass. It's very possible. I've seen it happen. I don't love it. It is possible. Or I can choose to focus on the wildflowers, and I can choose to focus on the little sparrows and the little chickadees that are on all the branches as I'm walking, and they're like flying with me, and the robins that are like hopping down the trail trying to eat all the caterpillars that are crawling all over. It's just a shift in perception, you know? So the same thing happens with money. Money is just energy. So if you're putting your energy into checking your bank account to see how low it is, to see if maybe you can go buy that bag of chips or shirt at Target or whatever. It's a very different energy than checking your bank account because you're smart and you know that you need to be aware of where your money is, and then letting it go and not attaching to the number that's in there, and just knowing and trusting that when you're in the energy of everything flowing, that the money that you need will be there. And I know because very recently I've had a lot of scary moments when it comes to money. But it's only scary because I said it was scary. It was only hard because I said it was hard. And it was only pressure because I put it up on this pedestal. Like if I have this amount of money, then I'm safe. And then I'm like taken care of. Then I'm independent. Then I don't have to worry. But what I've come to realize is I can feel that whether I have money or not. And then whether I have money or not, and I feel that, the money shows up. Because I am choosing to see the wildflowers instead of the snakes. Like I'm just choosing to see things differently. I'm choosing to take care of myself. And that is everything, you guys. That's like the key that unlocks the door where you open it and it's like your life that you've been wanting. It's right there. It's right freaking there. And the only reason that you don't have it is because you think you don't have it. If everything is energy, and I also believe that time doesn't exist. I believe if everything's energy, and energy is never created or destroyed. I don't know if you remember that from like junior high when you're in science class. Energy is just energy. It's just like all this energy bouncing off each other, and it's changing and it's moving and it's doing all these things so fast. It's just a vibration. And we see solid because that's what our eyes perceive, right? But energy is, everything is energy. It's all just freaking energy just bouncing off each other. It's already there. So everything that you want already exists. So if everything is energy and everything already exists, then the only thing that has to change is the way that you look at it, right? And that's what this training is going to do for you, is just let you see things differently. And that's it. That's it. And if this is like triggering to you and you're like pissed that I'm telling you that it's this easy, good. And I want you to look at it, and I want you to, like, if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to pause and get out your journal and write down why you're mad that I just said that. Because I've been there. I know where you are, and I know how annoying that is and how frustrating it is. But I know how true it is because I'm like on the other side and everything is different. Like everything is more beautiful and abundant and easy now that I'm in this like grounded, knowing, heart-centered, all the buzzwords that are so annoying when you hear people say it. And let's be real, not everybody who says those things are actually feeling it. When you feel it, it's that unwavering knowing. It's not like, I hope the money is going to show up. It's like, obviously it is. Like, I know that it is. And I don't need to worry about it because I just know. I don't know why. I just know. And I can have faith. And even in the most dire, bleak situations, if you can know that, then nothing can hurt you. Because the only reason money hurts us or freaks us out is because we put so much pressure on it. But like, the only reason we have pressure on it is because it's socially acceptable to bitch and complain about money and to say that you don't have enough. It's never enough. Well, it's never going to be enough. But who says that's bad? The more money that you make, the more money that you're going to spend, the more money that you're going to want. And that's fine. That's good. That the universe is constantly expanding. Everything is always expanding and growing. If it's not, it's dying, right? Energy is always moving. So, we talked about this in one of the other trainings, but, emotions is energy in motion. So are you speaking in the direction of what you want, or are you speaking in the direction of what you don't want? And you can tell by how it feels, right? So everything is energy. And if your emotions are just energy in motion, what direction are you moving your energy? Are you moving your energy into my fucking sky is purple? This is legit. I'm always taken care of. I am always supported. There are signs everywhere that tell me I'm on the right path. What am I trying to worry about here? Or are you on, I better check my bank account again because if I leave and going down and feeling bad and helpless and depressed and scared and fearful and desperate. And I've been there. Like, I am not judging. Please do not think that I am judging. I've been there. Literally last week, things went really crazy, right? I told you a little bit about it in the pre-work for this video. Things went really crazy and I panicked. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe he's right. I have to get a job. I need to find a new place to live. And I just like spun out. And then it was like, wait a minute. Like, I literally put my feet on the floor. I took a deep breath and I was like, just help me to see this differently. This doesn't feel good. I know this is not true for me. What can feel a little bit better? This is a huge chair. Sorry, I totally just sank when I did that. I needed to put my feet on the ground. But what feels better is taking care of you. Slowing down and being gentle and getting into the feminine energy. Not the hustle, force, holy shit, I need a job. Oh my God, I have to move. That is like very masculine, controlling, blah. It's stressful and it makes you feel desperate and it makes you feel completely out of control in your own life. And I am here to tell you that I don't care what is happening in your situation physically right now. You are always, always, always in control of you and your life and what happens to you. Everything that you're seeing is only a reflection of what you're feeling inside. I am living in a crazy situation right now. A lot of you know the story. I've talked a little bit about it. I talked a little bit about it in the pre-work. This is not normal. And I could very easily be spinning out. I could very easily just crawl into bed and just be depressed and horribly miserable. I could do that. I choose not to. I choose to thrive. Not I'm forcing it. Not I'm making it seem like it's working. I'm choosing to take care of myself, to feel the way that I know that I need to feel. And when, not if, when I have a bad day and I get scared because that bank account's not where I need it to be yet, or the kids need new clothes, or he's working out of town and I don't know if he's going to be back in time to pay me, or when those things happen, I can notice it, become aware of that energy, and realize I'm in control. No one gets to determine how I feel other than me. And so sometimes taking a nap is what I need to do because it's emotionally exhausting. And sometimes going for a random 3-mile run in the evening is what I need to do because I know that that's going to make me feel better. The only thing that you need to take away from this is whatever makes you feel better is what you need to do. And I just need you to trust me on that. And like, I just need you to take that on. Just like take it in and feel it and know that it's true. You might not feel it yet and you might not be ready to implement it. And you might be sitting here looking at this video crying because you just checked your bank account and your husband just screamed at you because you're still not making enough money and your kids want to go to the water park and you know that you can't afford to do it and you might be freaking out and you might be in that desperate spot right now. But I need you to know that all you have to do is give yourself some grace. And I need you to just be quiet, not listen to a meditation, not listen to this video 40 times. Just shut up and listen to your body. When I ask you how you feel about money, where are you feeling it in your body? Because for me, my chest clenches and I lose my voice. And I can feel it in my back, like my lower back when I'm stressed about money. I can feel those things, okay? So when you're in that fear, just stop and check in with yourself. Where do you feel something in your body right now? Like my nose is plugged up and I kind of am coughing once in a while, right? And because of that, I will be out in a few minutes. Because of that, I know that things are congested for me, right? It's opening up. I'm able to breathe most of the time, but I know emotionally I'm still feeling congested. So what do I need to do to feel better? I need to take care of myself. I need to drink hot tea. I need to get myself an iced coffee because I love them and it's sunny out and I just enjoy it. And I need to open my sunroof and I need to get fresh air and I need to go for a run and I need to shower because it is not acceptable for me to go work out and then say, oh, I'm too busy to shower. Standing in a hot shower helps me decompress on every level, right? Because everything is connected. Everything is connected. None of this is separate. Your business is not separate from your marriage. It is not separate from your weight. It is not separate from your bank account. It is not separate from anything. Everything is energy. All of this is the same thing. The only thing that's changing any of it is the way we look at it. You know, are you looking at the wildflowers or are you waiting for a snake to jump out? That's it. It's just energy. And so right now you're saying, that's awesome. That feels so good. Like I feel that and I get that. What do I do to get there? And you want me to give you a checklist, right? But the only checklist that I'm going to give you, Evelyn's inside, but all the big kids went outside. Oh, Bob's here. The only checklist that I'm going to give you is exactly what I just said. When things are happening, to stop and check in with yourself.
Can I play with Stella?
Why don't you go play with Brecken? She's in the backyard. Okay, I'm going to help you go outside. I'll be right back.
I said, I don't want to play with Brecken.
Okay. Did you say Daddy's here?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard you say that. Hey, Emma. Okay, I need to watch her because I'm still watching. I'm almost done. I'm going to finish my video. You need to stay in here and be sit. Look at me. If you come in this room, you are going to be quiet. Do you understand me? Look at me. Are you going to be quiet? Okay, almost done. Evie. She just went out to the garage. Go get her. I don't want her out there by herself. Thank you. Here, Emma, she can have this. Ba-boom. Sorry about it. When I go back, I'll probably edit that out. Well, maybe I will. Let's be real. Almost all of you are moms. You totally get it. You probably deal with the same thing. So maybe I won't even waste my time. We'll see how it feels. Anyways, I think that's what I was saying. Tune into how it feels. How does it feel in your body? And when you slow down and you tune into your body, everything else gets to slow down too, which also means that momentum that you've got going in the scary direction slows down, which is where meditation comes in. Like there's not a day that I miss a meditation. And it used to be like, oh, I didn't do a silent meditation today. So I'm like not giving myself credit for that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I broke my streak. I only meditated a couple times this week. And it was the same thing with working out. Like, oh, I only ran 2 days this week. And then I got sick and I lost my voice and I didn't run at all because I couldn't breathe. Now I have to start all the way over on my training. And I was like so hard on myself. But the whole purpose of everything I'm telling you right now is to help you slow down and realize where you are right now is perfect. And the contrast, like the issues, the problems, the blocks, the things that you're coming up against right now are happening for you in this moment because in that contrast comes the clarity. If you don't have the issues, then how would you have the resolution? If you don't have the things you don't like, how would you know what you do like? Excuse me. So instead of being scared and being worried and being nervous and like, what are people going to think? And I can't go do this and I can't go do that. Instead of that, why not stop and smell the flowers? Why not slow down? Why not give yourself some credit? In all of those things, those are all the very feminine things, right? Like, and maybe those aren't your things, and that's okay. But I want you to think about, like, what does make you feel good? Like, going for a run makes me feel good. When Evelyn, my 2-year-old, dresses like a princess to go on a run with me, and she wants to stop every time we see a new kind of wildflower, and there are so many right now, and she wants to pick one every 10 feet. I could get mad and I could be like, now I have to go for another run because I had to stop every 10 feet to pick flowers. Or I could just be like, whenever in the rest of my life am I going to have this opportunity with my 2-year-old to stop every 10 feet and pick flowers? Like, I could cry right now because there's so much love and appreciation and gratitude for that. The fact that I can go for a run, the fact that even through all of this, I am able to continue to build my business and to have my business be growing faster than it ever has, and that I'm able to stay home with my kids and all of these things. I could be a mess, but I'm choosing not to be. And because I'm choosing not to be, I'm thriving. So whatever you're facing right now, know that you're not alone. And there's a million other people who have gone through the same thing or something similar, and that it's okay to ask for help, but that it's also okay to give yourself space and to give yourself grace. And in that, slowing down and appreciating, not checking things off a list, just learning to follow your heart, to trust your body. What do you feel? Like, what are the things that you wish you could scream at somebody? Like, all of those things are the things that you get to process and that you get to love yourself through, and that you get to, like, close your eyes and just envision just like this beautiful white light just like surrounding you. Like, it's okay. You're good. The money in your bank account or lack thereof does not define you. And that's the key. Like I said, the key that unlocks the door. When you take that power back and you stop worrying about what it means about you, and you drop the judgment and you drop the labels and you drop the fear, and you step into this power and this knowing, and you just own it, and you're like, this is my life. Like, the amount of money I have does not define who I am. That has nothing to do with anything. Really, it has nothing to do with anything. The only reason that we have these labels and this, the stuff that's up on this pedestal is because of everything in this outside world. But if everything in this outside world is just a reflection of us, then can't we look at the things that make us feel bad? No, they're not for us. Process it, love ourselves through it, and just fucking move on. Because I believe that we can. Because I believe that's what I've been doing. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, who even knows where my notes are? I wanted to talk to you guys about the manifestations that I've been experiencing. Every time I talk about this, I start coughing. It means something. Like, this stuff is just so important to me. And I think for so long, I was so scared that people were going to judge me because it's woo, or it's, yeah, pie in the sky. Wouldn't that be nice? Yep, just blew my nose again. Sorry, not sorry. But if the whole point of all of this is everything is energy, and the energy that feels good means that you're on the right path, then doesn't the pie in the sky, that would be nice, shouldn't that just be what's real for us? I think so. In my experience, that's what's been true, right? And when we join the conversation about, yeah, it's hard to make money. And yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And yeah, kids are expensive. And yeah, it's not realistic to think that you can make $100,000 in a month. And you could join that conversation, or you can choose to step the fuck up, raise your energy to where you want it to be, and trust that it gets to be yours because it feels good to you. Maybe you can't feel $100,000 a month yet, but it feels good to think about it. And what's one step closer? My business makes more money every single month. We could get behind that, right? Like, I'm able to pay all of my bills every month. I can get behind that, you know? So it's a matter of starting general and then working our way toward it. And then when we bump up against something that we're like, yeah, right, that's realistic, then we address it and we change the energy around it. And we say, I am working towards this. And everything is just energy, and everything I want already exists. And I am in control of how I feel. And I can raise my energy whenever I want. And I know that when I raise my energy, good things happen to me. And I know the more good there is, the more good shows up. And I know the better it gets, the better it gets. Because you can rampage in a good way, or you can rampage in a bad way. It's your choice. And when something scary happens, like someone is telling you that you are nothing, or you get a notification because a check bounced, or you have the electric company show up at your door, which happened to me one day when I was on a video call with a client. The electric company came to my door because they were going to shut off my electricity. And I had to beg and plead with this guy while my client was on a video call and could hear the whole thing. Talk about embarrassing. It was horrible. So you can be in that situation, and you can be scared and desperate, and you can freak out, and you can say, I'm going to quit my business, and I'm no good at this anyways, and I'm probably just not even cut out for this. I should just go get a job, and I should just make $10 an hour, and I should just be happy. I should just be grateful with whatever I already have. You could do that. You can go get a job, and you can be satisfied, and you can settle, and you can tolerate what you have, and you can even convince yourself that you feel good about it. You totally can. And if that's where you are and that's where you want to stay, then I don't think that you should be in this training. I don't think that you should be in this group at all. Because if you're here, you know that you're made for more. There's got to be more to life than working for someone else for how many hours every single week, putting your kids in daycare, having somebody else raise them, and then having somebody talk down to you and tell you that you're never enough. Because I promise you, wherever you work, those same things are going to continue to be said, and the same things are going to continue to happen as long as you believe that it's true. And that sucks. But I'm telling you right now that you have the control, and you have the power, and you get to change it right now, today, in this moment. Because money is just energy. And most of us don't even use cash. So really, money is just a number that you see on a screen. Really. I mean, if we actually want to talk about it, there's not enough money in this entire world to cover the money that we all have. Like, paper money means nothing because there's not anything to back it up, really. I mean, if we want to just get really serious about it. So why do we have so much emphasis on it? We're just doing it to ourselves. Looks like I have like a weird little thing hanging off, but I have a cute little bun. Can you tell? The lighting is weird in here, and I thought I'd sit somewhere else, but then I just decided I wanted to sit here, so here we are. This is one of those subjects that I could go on 7,000 tangents, and I could just be very confusing, and it can be way too much, which is why it took me a while to plan this. I don't even want to say plan. I've been thinking about it for like 2 weeks now. And I just don't want it to be overwhelming and too much, because the overwhelming and too much is where I was. But something shifted recently, and it's like I have this knowing that nothing right now can penetrate. Like, I have this like bubble around me. I'm just like in my own bubble for real. Maybe that's why my nose is plugged up. I'm in this little, nothing can hurt me. I've been through so much shit, you guys, and it's like I could be broken. Like Ariana Grande says, like I should be a sad bitch. Who would have known and turned me to a savage? Like I don't even fucking care. Like nothing can break me at this point because so much has happened. And because I know too much. That's what we talked about in the pre-work. Like I know how this all works. And yeah, it's taken me probably close to 5 years to like put the pieces together. And it's real simple. But because it's so simple, I made it so complicated. I like took courses on money. Like I actually have a link if you guys want it. You can take the course on money, on manifesting money. Coaches specific to helping you learn about money. And every time I was like so underwhelmed. And it was only because I was still choosing to have it be hard. I think this divorce and the way that things have happened, hey Sharon, I think all of that has helped me come to this clarity where it's like, I don't want it to be hard anymore. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to find clients. I don't want to, do specific marketing in certain places to make sure that I'm attracting these people. I just want to show up and be me, and I want to be paid for it. And that's it. And then I gave myself permission. And then I wake up in the morning and someone has paid me. And I go to bed at night and I get a notification of someone saying, your name's been on my heart and I need to work with you and I don't know why and I don't know how, but we have to work together. That happens because I am at a place in my life and in my business where I'm not settling for less. I physically can't try to talk people into working with me anymore. Like if you're not ready to work with me, you will be soon because you're going to see and you're going to be watching and you're going to be ready. And if you're not ready right now, that's okay. I'm no longer attached to that on any plane because I know me. I know me. I know my heart. I know my intentions. I know that nobody can be me. I know that nobody can teach things the way that I can teach them. I know that nobody's gone through what I've gone through. And again, that's another one of those contradictions, right? Like you're never alone. Somebody's already always gone through it. However, no one is you. No one can have your experiences. No one took the same things away from the same situations. Nobody can ever be you. And I know that nobody can ever be me. And some people have tried. And some people have stolen my things. And some people have completely copied things from my website. And they have taken my freebies and my paid stuff. And they've made their own. And it looks the same. And it's like, it doesn't matter because you're never going to be me. Like by the time that you've copied what I've done, I'm on to the next thing. And I've probably raised my prices and I've probably cleaned up and filled another program. So you can try as you might, but you're never going to be me. And it's like, I have this knowing now. And I also have this like bug, like I have to teach because when I teach, I learn. And when I work with clients, I learn. And I'm so addicted to learning and to personal development and to growth and to empowerment and to being independent and being fierce and being free and being sexy and feeling it in my skin and in my bones and in my business and in everything that I do. I know too much. I can't go back to that worried, scared place. And that's my goal with you for this training. So we might only be 39 minutes in, but you literally have everything that you need to be successful already in you. You don't need this training. You don't need this group. You don't need me. You don't need another coach. You don't need another course. It will be easier if you work with somebody, somebody who gets you, who you resonate with. Also, I apologize, Sharon, but I've been blowing my nose this whole entire time because I'm still congested. So it is what it is. I spent years like Googling things and working with coaches and taking courses. And it wasn't until I gave myself permission to finally just do these things. And throughout my day, noticing how I'm feeling physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of it. And starting to trust my heart and like, what do I need right now? Not what should I be doing? Because that's almost always going to lead you astray. Honestly, like take that into account today. If you feel like you should be doing something, like today, I should write that email before I go meet my lawyer. I did not write the email because I knew that if I took the time to write that email, that we weren't going to be able to go to the library before we had to go meet my lawyer, before I had to go meet my lawyer. I didn't bring the kids with me. Don't panic. Had I followed that should, I would have been working. The kids would have been like, you're always working and you don't take us to go do things. And they would have only said that because I would have had like guilt because I was like, I have to work instead of do the things with the kids. But here's the deal. I can send an email after this training and people can still sign up for it. And I could be in the middle of this and somebody could have signed up for it while we're on here live. I have no idea. But the thing is, like, when you try to control and you're like, I should do this because if this happens, then this happens, and this happens, and you are like holding on so tight, the thing that you want can't come because there's no space there. Like, there's no space to let it in, you know? So it's a matter of like getting organized. Not your office, not your house. Your this, right? Body, mind, spirit. Like, it's all connected. It's all just energy. And when it's organized and you understand and you get it, then it gets to flow. It's like I was talking about in the training for your offer. If you feel, I'm trying to think what the word is that she used, scuzzy or scummy something, when you're trying to sell whatever it is that you're trying to sell, it's because you're not in alignment with it. There's something about that offer that is not feeling good to you, and it's not going to work. If you force it and you try really, really hard, it can work. Obviously, there's a lot of people that hustle and they make a lot of money. I don't feel good when I do that. I can do it. I've done it before. Like, I've made a lot of money doing that. It doesn't feel good to me. What feels good to me is to be here right now. Like, I feel so lucky and so blessed and so excited for what's to come. I am like grateful in my body right now. I have like butterflies. I have like this energy that's just like, you're good. Like, you don't have to worry anymore. You're taken care of. And it's like not a physical thing. Like, I'm not, somebody else is taking care of me. And I know that there's a certain amount of money coming in. It's not the circumstances. It's not the situation. It's not the conditions. It is an unconditional love and support for myself. And in that is the confidence. And that's what I was talking about on the other training, how sales can be sexy. Like, have you ever thought about, like, when you feel sexy, what is that? It's confidence and it's strength and it's that feminine energy, and you just feel it and you don't have to say anything. You don't have to look at anyone. You don't need to ask if you look good. You don't need to ask permission or validation. You don't need to go, what should I wear? Like, I don't know. You're like, I got this. Like, I feel good. I feel confident. I don't actually care what you think. I am going to wear the red lipstick. Like, you feel it, and it's that confidence. Well, why can't you bring that to your business? Why can't you bring that into every aspect of your life? If you don't feel confident, if you don't feel bold and sexy and strong and empowered, that's the work, right? And that's why I work with people one-on-one. Like, you can't teach that in a group. I can't teach that in this class because it's a one-on-one thing. Like, what is your energy? Let's figure it out. Let's figure out why you're feeling that way. Let's work through it, because there's things from your past that are coming up that you don't even know are coming up. You know, like, that's what the Empowered Mompreneur, that's what that course is all about. It's all the basics. Like, it's energy, and it's a little bit of business stuff, but it's like, what are those beliefs and where do they come from? And so it's like, you have the modules, kind of like this program, like, you have the modules, but you also have me. Like, you have the support and you have the guidance and you have the knowing that you're not alone and that you have everything that you need, and that when something comes up, you reach out to me and we work through it. And in that moment, when you work through it, that confidence that you feel, that sexiness, that pride, that's where everything changes. Evie has to go potty and she's standing outside the door. I have to go again. I'll be right back. Here, Evie, Emma, she's standing here crying. What are you doing? She has to go potty. Oh, quickly. Right here. In here. Go in this one then.
I thought she was saying that Brendan had to go potty.
Shh. Go. Just help her, please.
I got mud. Is it okay,
Okay.
I get my mud?
Yeah, it's fine. Shut the door, please. Okay. So I think everyone kind of feels where I'm going with that. Like, isn't a pitch for that course, but it's an option if it's there and you're thinking about this as we go through and you're like, oh, like I really need to work on that. That is an option. Okay. I just want to go through some of like the limiting beliefs that people say and that people bring to me and that we work through all of the time. You can't sell anything until you're an expert. Like, you need another training, you need to do another course, you need another certification. You don't have enough experience, you don't have enough testimonials, you can't possibly raise your prices because you've not worked with enough people yet. All of these things are total BS. Like I talked about a few minutes ago, you know your heart, you know your intentions, you know your wisdom, you know the things that you've gone through. Your life experience, the journey that you've been on is enough. It is more than enough. And it is exactly what your people need. The key is for you to dig in and figure that out, right? Because teaching money is something that I've resisted for a really long time. Who am I to teach? When I have like this roller coaster situation happening, who am I to teach this? But every time that I teach money, every time that I work with a client around her money, I get more clarity, right? And so it takes me to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the point where right now, like I said before, I could be, the girls are right there, so I don't be too loud, but I could be laying in bed every day, whining and complaining and being sad and moping because all of this is changing and there's a lot of responsibility and so many unknowns. I could do that. I don't choose to do that. I choose to thrive and I choose to grow and I choose to raise my rates. And sometimes I choose to lower my rates. And if I listen to all of those people who say, don't lower your rates, people won't value you. And if you raise your rates too high, then people won't take you seriously. And if I listen to all of that stuff, which I used to, I would stay stuck. But what I choose to do is to own where I am right now. And where I am right now is I know that multiple women are in my inbox every single week saying, I would love to work with you, but I can't because I have no money. Well, I have all kinds of trainings and I have all kinds of courses that I have created to show you how to get more money coming into your business. And I'm over here going, who am I to teach money when I have all of these resources at my fingertips that I can be sharing with people? Which one's more of a disservice? My ego saying, who are you? Or my leader, teacher, me, who can be guiding these women to creating more money? Because let's just be real, when we put so much emphasis on money, once we have the money, we feel all kinds of freedom. The load feels lighter. We feel proud of ourselves. We feel confident. We don't take the shit from the people who think that they need to deal us the shit, right? We own it. So who am I to not teach this? Whatever it is that you're doing in your business right now, that you're doubting and you're questioning and resisting, the things that you resist persist. whatever that is, you need to get really, really clear on it, because I would put money, pun intended, on the fact that if you hone in and you get clear on that, it will make you money, and not a little bit. Money will be flooding in avalanches. You not giving yourself permission to let that happen is the only thing that is holding you back. So I lowered the rates lower the investment, whatever, on all of the programs that I have on my website. It feels good. It feels good to me to know, my nose. It feels good to me to know that I am accessible to these women. And I also know, that when they find the confidence and the clarity and they have those light bulb moments, because my heart is in there, like my heart and my energy at that point in my life when I felt like I needed to create that thing, the energy that's in there is going to touch them. And when they have the breakthroughs, not if, when they have the breakthroughs, then they're going to be ready to work with me one-on-one. Doesn't matter what the price is, because you know that when you work with me, you're going to feel better. You're going to have the confidence that you say that you want. You're going to feel independent. You're going to feel that sexy, and you're going to feel that money coming in. And when you do, then it does. And the better it gets, the better it gets. Who wouldn't want that? So who am I to sit over here and say, who am I? Who am I not to? That is a massive disservice to not do that, right? And so I really want you to just like think about what I'm saying and get into that energy. Who are you not to sell those products that you know are going to help somebody? They're going to feel better about themselves. They're going to raise their vibration. Let's, like, on a scientific level, when your energy raises, it automatically goes out into the world and it raises other people's energy. It is literally a ripple effect. It is proven by science. So I don't care if you think your product or your service isn't changing the world. It is. You owning your power and making the money and having the confidence and feeling the glow and manifesting the things that you've been saying that you want does nothing but serve this world. And if you think anything other than that, you need to figure out why. Why do you think that's bad? Because if you think it's bad to make money, or you think it's bad to sell your products, first of all, you're not going to sell your products. You're not going to make money. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to feel fulfilled. You won't feel sexy. You won't feel confident, and you'll want to quit. Like, isn't this a no-brainer? You deserve everything that you want. And it can be yours if you just let it in. You've now watched almost an hour of this. You have too much information to go back. You'll forget because this isn't in you yet. You'll forget and you'll go into that panic mode. But when you go into that panic mode, I want you to think of me and my purple sky. Because in that, like, I decide. I get to choose. Am I going to freak out right now? Or am I maybe going to message Janica and figure out what we can do here? Or am I just going to choose a new thought? Holy shit, my bank account is negative again. There is all kinds of room for more money to come in there. Your bank account's negative, but you're not dead. Every possibility is yours. The possibilities are endless. There is nothing holding you back other than yourself. I could continue all of these like affirmations that we could be like taking notes. Maybe you are taking notes. Maybe you should be taking notes. But don't take notes for the sake of taking notes. Take notes because it feels good. And then tonight before you go to bed, maybe you're going to read them again. And if it feels good again, then you do it again. And if it feels like, I don't really feel like that's doing anything for me, then what does feel good? And then go do that. In every moment, you have a choice. I tell my kids this all the time. You can choose to be upset. You can choose to be mad or angry or pick a fight, or you can choose to be happy. And maybe that means you leave the room. Maybe that means you stick out your tongue and make a silly face. Maybe that means you go take a shower so you can get out of the situation altogether. The choice is always yours. Maybe you're in a situation where you can't walk away. But what you can do is know that everything that you're seeing outside of you is a reflection of what's inside of you. There are no exceptions. And if you don't like what you're seeing, you can accept that, and you can love yourself right through it, and you can choose a new thought, and you can change it, and you can use your journal, or you can do a live stream, or you can talk to yourself on your phone. You can get out your audio recorder and you can just record yourself talking. You can do whatever it is that you need to do to feel better, but your only work is to feel better. The better you feel, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more you allow. And the more you allow, the more comes. I kind of feel like that's like mic drop. I kind of forgot that I was talking about limiting beliefs. Yeah, we don't like, don't just throw me off, you guys. Oh, there's like some quotes that I like pulled out of my journal. I think we've probably talked about a lot of this stuff, but like, not selling anything until you're an expert is BS, because you finding the confidence, because you already have it, right? As long as you're in alignment with it and you feel that confidence and you feel that sexy, owning it to yourself first, if that's what needs to happen. Because like, there are a lot of things that I still do that I probably wouldn't get on my Facebook page and like go live and talk about, but I would probably do in a private group because I feel comfortable with that. It's something that I've got to work up towards, right? Or work towards, whatever. But I know for a fact that when I have confidence and when I'm really in that power and in that flow, then everything works for me. So once you get into that and you go and you share whatever it is that you're sharing, that confidence is what attracts the people. That's what sells it, right? Because people don't buy what you're selling, they buy you, and they buy the end game. They buy what you're going to give them. So if you're not owning it and you're not being a leader and saying the things that need to be said and doing the things that need to be done, if you're staying back and you're holding yourself back because you don't want to stand out, like, think of the contradiction there, and that's not a good one. You want to be a leader, you want to lead, you want to make the money, you want to be in the power seat of the situation. You can't do that unless you have the confidence. So you have to do this work and you have to get into that confidence in order for you to be in the power position. And that's not in a derogatory way. You don't want your people putting you on a pedestal, because anything that goes up will come down. And if they put you on a pedestal and then they see you being a real life person, you will crash off of that pedestal for them and they won't trust you. You have to be real and you have to be authentic and you have to be vulnerable, but you stand in your goddamn power and you don't let anybody get in the way of that. And the only way that you can do that is when you get the confidence, and that comes from the clarity that comes from the contrast. This is like all connected. You guys like putting these pieces together. You just have to feel better. So when you want to offer something and you go, oh, I can't do that, I don't have enough testimonials yet, go the wrong way. And when you say, I can't raise my prices because I don't have enough clients yet, go in the wrong way. But when you say, I'm raising my rates because the blah, blah, blah that they're going to get with this blah, blah, blah is me. Nobody else can come into that. Nobody else can interfere. No one could ever downplay that. The results that they're going to get from this program or this offer or this product is going to change their lives. And I am doing them a disservice by lowering my rates or not charging what I need to be charging or not charging at all, or whatever your bullshit excuse is. You're doing them a disservice, especially in this coaching world. You're in personal development of any capacity. If you're not charging what your service is worth and what feels good and in alignment to you, you're doing them a disservice. And I've done this by undercharging for things and then having people not show up and not do the work. And this group is a perfect example of that. I lowered my rates and not everybody is going through and not everybody is doing the work because they don't have that pressure on them. And that isn't to say that you should just automatically, like right off the bat, go charge $10,000. But if what you're offering, you feel like, if I charged anything less than 10K, they wouldn't get the benefit and I wouldn't get the benefit. Then you damn well better be charging 10K. Because if you don't hold your people to a certain standard, they are not going to show up. They're not going to show up for themselves and they're not going to show up for you. And if you have clients that aren't getting results, that's not good. You don't want a business that doesn't get results, right? And charging is a huge factor in that. You have to charge people so that they show up and that they do the work, because you're not responsible for their results. So you have to ensure that they know that that responsibility is on them, and charging them a certain amount, whatever it is for what you're offering, is a huge part of that. And you're doing everyone a disservice, including other people in this industry, because if you're undercharging, you're making other people look like they're overcharging, right? And so while you don't want to look at the conditions, and you never want to compare yourself with what you're doing, because no one can compare with you. This is not a competition, but it is a business, and there are other businesses. And you need to make sure that you're doing what you're doing, and your clients are doing what they're doing, and that everybody's getting the results, and that the energy is where you want the energy to be, right? Success, prosperity, health, all the good emotions, satisfaction, excitement, joy. That's the direction that we want to go. I don't care what you're selling. That's the direction that you want to go. And that's the results that people are going to need to see and to feel in order to purchase. Because if they don't, whether they have the money or not, they're not going to buy from you, right? And so all of this is connected. I'm talking about selling things because everyone that's in here has a business, and we're all selling things. If you're not selling things, you don't have a business. And that is triggering, and we've talked about that before, I think actually even in this group. But if you're not selling something, what are you doing? Are you just wasting your time hoping, wishing, and praying? Because that's not a business plan. But getting into the trust and the knowing that you are enough, and that your offers are enough, and that they are priced in a way that feels really good, and that you're showing up and you're saying things and you're doing things, and you are like glowing, and you are like feeling that confidence, and you are feeling sexy, and you're like, holy shit, it's finally happening. Like, people are signing up, people are sending me messages, things are happening. This is amazing. Like, I have been waiting for this, and it's finally here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, this is so awesome. And every time your phone dings, you're like, oh, because so many good things are happening. I don't have to send an email before I go do the things I need to do. That email does not change whether or not people are going to pay me today. It doesn't make a difference, because it's energy. It's the way you feel. It has nothing to do with the logistics. The logistics help you get to that feeling, right? Like, if I say people can pay you right now no matter what, well, yeah, like somebody can show up at your door with a check. That's possible. I'm sorry, I'm like rubbing my nose again. It's possible, but doesn't it feel easier if you have systems in place? Doesn't it feel easier if you have like your calendar set up where people can book with you and there's an opportunity for them to pay you? It's easy. Like, I go to bed at night and I'm like, there's probably 40 ways that people can pay me online. I would have to actually go in and look. Between like my websites, my Facebook, my social media, my email list, I bet you there's probably 40 different ways for people to pay me. Obviously, somebody's going to pay me. It's easy for me to get behind because I have those systems in place, right? And so that's what we talked about a lot in this group. But you can get into that confident knowing without that. You could have one way for people to pay you. And as long as you believe that money can come, then it can come. But if you are constantly questioning and doubting and worrying and holding on, and like, I have to send one more email, and I have to do one more post on social media, and I really need to go live, I should be doing all of these things every day. That energy is totally different. So again, when you go to do something, do you feel like called to do it? Is the inspiration coming out and you're like, wow, this is a great idea, I should probably just do this really quick? Or are you like, I should really be doing this right now, because if I don't do this, then that dot doesn't connect, and then I don't know how somebody could pay me, and I really need to pay my cell phone bill tomorrow. How am I going to get that money? And then you sit there and you make a list, and you never do anything about it, because by the time you're done making your fucking list, it's bedtime and you're exhausted. And then you're like, well, I should honor myself and go to sleep. And then you wake up and you're like, yep, did it again. Totally procrastinated because I didn't believe that it was going to work. Sound familiar? Oh, story of my life, y'all. All right. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to say. Maybe I already said it. I don't know. You don't need anyone's permission to make money, to allow money into your life. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. You don't need approval for anything. Do it. If you feel called to do something, do it. If you're going to post something on social media and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should post that because, his grandma's probably going to see. You are introducing doubt into that. And we talked about that at the beginning. You're talking in the wrong direction, right? When actually you could just post it and say, you know what? I know that the right people are going to see that. And I trust that the right people seeing that is only going to lead to me having more success. That inspiration is on purpose. And when you question it and when you doubt it, and it doesn't have to be a post, but that's just like what came to my mind. When you question it and you doubt it, you negate it and you go backwards, right? And so it's a matter of acknowledging it and saying, I am definitely talking myself in the wrong direction right now. My sky is purple. And I know that when the inspiration comes through me, it's for a reason. It's on purpose. It's for my highest good. And then just do it anyways. You don't need permission. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. Is it scary? Yup. Is it vulnerable? Absolutely. But what makes you grow as a person? Being scared, being vulnerable, and surviving it. You will survive it. You will survive it. But if you look at anybody who is successful, the real success, not the fake success that you're comparing yourself to, because there's a lot of that, actual really successful people are real and they're vulnerable and they're transparent. And you can tell in their energy, right? You can just tell. And they're leaders. They're not following. They're not saying the same thing everybody else is saying. They're saying the things that are on their heart and sometimes making fun of the people that are saying the same things, Not that that's a requirement. You don't have to make fun of people. Be a good person. Don't take that as advice. I'm just saying. But you can tell the people who are like fully in it and the people who are just doing it because they should. Some of those people, a lot of those people like have some success, but I can list off probably 15 people in the last maybe 2 years that I thought from the outside were very successful who are no longer coaching or doing whatever they were doing in the online space because they put on a really good show, but it didn't stick because everything is energy, right? So don't be that guy. Be real and say what's on your heart and don't worry about what people say. Once they say it, you'll either like go along with them or you'll be like, you don't have to agree with me. That's okay. That's not a belief system that I subscribe to anymore. I believe this. I say this. I value this. My boundaries are this. And the things that you say aren't going to stop me from that. I'm not going to change who I am based on what you think. And that confidence and that clarity is everything. And that grounded, trusting energy is where your money is. And it's only there because you've put it on this pedestal of it's really, really hard. But if you could just like breathe into it, like just, okay, like right now, just like close your eyes. I can breathe. Just imagine that somebody just walked up to you and said, I've been watching you and I love the things that you're saying. And I just want to work with you. I don't know what your programs are, but I have $10,000 and I just want you to mentor me. Whoa, like, how does that feel? Like, feel that. Like, if I just walk up to you and I say, hey, I've got like 30 people that I've been talking to and we've been talking about your products. They all want to join your team. Like, should we all go specifically under you Or do you want to like organize us into different legs so that like you make the maximum amount of money possible from this? Like, tell me what you think, because we've all discussed it already. We're all joining your team either way. So just like, what's going to be the easiest for you to make sure that you make the most money, you know, recurring every month? Like, we're all planning on growing a business. Like, we're going to work together. We're going to grow this awesome team. And it's because of you. Like, the things that you're saying and doing are inspiring. And we just want to be a part of it. And we want to help you grow. And we can see the potential. And we also want to be in on that. Like, holy fuck, what? Like, feel that. Like, that's possible. But it's only possible if you believe that it's possible. Like, do you believe in miracles? I sure as hell do. It was a miracle that I said I needed to buy my plane ticket, and I woke up yesterday to my girlfriend buying me a ticket to Nashville. Like, I need a vacation. I need time away. I need some adult time. And Nashville, hello? That was a miracle. I could have never planned that. And the other day when I had lost my voice, I didn't want to run because I knew my body needed to rest. So I was going for a walk and I was on the verge of tears. I'd been listening to Abraham Hicks and I'd been listening to Jake Ducey all morning. And I was just like, I'm just in a bad spot. I had messaged my coach and she hadn't reached out to me yet because she has a life and apparently it doesn't revolve around me. I don't know. So I had done these things and I was just like, it was that feeling of like desperation, like despair. I don't know what I'm going to do. Holy shit. I'm in the middle of this program, this business program. I have trainings that I need to do and I have no voice. What am I going to do? Why do I do this to myself? I can't believe that I've created myself another illness because I can't get through this emotional. Literally, you guys, I was like, I was spiraling. And it was probably for, I don't know, half mile or something. And I was listening to music on my phone. I was listening to iTunes. And all of a sudden, I heard my coach's voice. And it was like, what the hell? Like, I'm listening to iTunes. My phone was in the stroller. Like, nobody touched it. I don't understand. Somehow, one of her trainings got like, I don't know, can you like download your own stuff to iTunes? I don't know how it happens. I don't know what happened. And it was a series that she had done. I think there was 6 different audios and only one was there. And it turned out to be the one that was basically her course was called Limited to Limitless. And it was literally learning that, I mean, I could probably sum up the whole course. Maybe I just will because it was so helpful for me. The whole course basically took what we all were raised in as far as like religion. And, you know, there's this God and he's judging and you have to like ask for forgiveness. And if you're a good enough person, you'll go to hell. But if you aren't, then yeah, fuck you, you're going to hell. And did I just say hell twice? I meant to say heaven and then hell. But her course literally was like, you know how I talk about mind, body, spirit, everything's connected, right? So like your mind, your body, your spirit, it's all connected. Everything is one. It's in you. You are unlimited. But we limit ourselves and we tell ourselves that there's some being outside of us that has control. You're either living in hell or you're living in heaven. I choose to see the wildflowers and not the snakes. I choose to live in a place that feels good. I choose to live in heaven. I choose to see the beauty and the abundance and the great, amazing gloriousness that is this life. I don't choose to see the other, right? And so that's what I think it was like number 4 in the audios. And it was literally like, don't forget that God is in you and there is nothing separate. And I'm walking, you guys, like the kids were at home. They were playing with one of their friends. I was just walking on the trail that's behind our house and I'm bawling. Like, what is even happening right now? Like, how did that get on my iTunes? How was it exactly what I needed? So I'm like sobbing. I'm like sending audio messages to my coach. And I look at my phone when the audio ended. It was 11:11. And it was like, and I had sent her a message earlier, you know, before. She sent me a message saying, I just got done with the client. I need to catch up on all these messages. So she was going back through and reading. I sent her a screenshot of the course with her name and stuff, and it said iTunes, and it said 11:11, and I was like, I don't know how this happened, but some sort of crazy divine miracle just happened. I was spinning out of control, and I was going for a walk because I know that makes me feel better, but I didn't feel better because I was waiting for her to respond to me. And I was waiting for the videos on YouTube to make me feel better. But it was, the universe was like, get your shit together. Like, you've got this. You have nothing to worry about. Everything I need is already in me. And it was like, that was the turning point last week when I started to feel better, when I started to get my energy back, when my inspiration started. I have so much content for this group, you guys, and I was waiting for my voice to come back so I could teach it in either in audio or in video, because I love to write. Like, writing is my art, but I learn, and I think you guys learn so much differently when you can like see me and feel this energy. Like this right now, this like grounded knowing, I could cry thinking about it right now, is everything. And it is possible if you believe that it is. Like, I needed that like kick in the face to be like, everything is in you. Like, God is in you. You don't need to pray/beg for help or support or forgiveness. Like, I didn't do anything wrong to deserve this. This was the universe speaking to me, for me. Slow down. Listen to your heart. Trust yourself. You're on the right path. And it was like, I needed that audio to come up and to remind me of that this is my power. This is my gift. And if I'm not sharing it because I'm scared and I'm questioning and I'm doubting myself, then I'm not being my true self. And so when I freaked out and I was like, I have to get a job. Like, I just can't spend all my time doing this. Like, I'm going to have to figure something out. I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to put my business on hold. It's like, no, don't panic. Slow down and trust and know that you're being guided, because you are, and everything's good and everything's okay. And it's happening for you, not to you. You haven't done anything wrong. You don't need to ask for forgiveness. You don't need to get on your knees and beg. You need to get on your knees and say, thank you. Thank you for all these things that have happened that have made me realize my power. Thank you for this program. Because I know half of you aren't doing the work in here. And I'm praying right now for you that you watch this video, because you have everything that you need. You're telling yourself that you don't. And you're telling yourself that you don't have the power. And you're telling yourself you don't add up because you're not doing what you think that your husband thinks that you need to do. And you're not charging enough, or you're not selling enough, or you don't know enough, or you need another certification, or you're just not good at this stuff, and you don't have the money to invest, and all the other things that are stopping you from being the you that this world needs, that I need, that my kids need, that your kids need, that your clients need, and your husband and your neighbors and your coworkers and the person at the restaurant that you go to tomorrow. We need you to be you, the biggest, brightest, shiniest, fucking magical you that you can be. And you can't be that person if you fall back into whining and complaining and wishing and hoping. You have to lead. You have to say what other people aren't saying, and you have to do what other people aren't doing. And you have to say fuck it when you're scared. And you got to just go. And you got to just trust that it's right. And if it feels good, it's right. And if it feels bad, it's not. And then you just address it and you say, where do I feel this? Like, where in my body am I feeling this right now? Why do I feel that way? What's going to make me feel better? And then you do it. And then when you're doing that, then you get the inspiration. And then you're like, oh, that's what I need to do. That makes sense. And then you do it. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And then before you know it, you're just like, I got this shit. It's unwavering. It's a knowing. It's like this grounded, I don't need a YouTube video. I don't need a course. You know, I want a coach. I want my coach. You know, I'm not one of those people who's like, if you don't have a coach, then you can't be a coach. I'm not one of those people. That's just a judgment. That's just another way of like shaming people into working with you. And I'm not all about that at all. I am very much about be you, show up and do you the way that you want to. Don't worry about it. And when you worry about it, I'm going to worry about it again. Like, I'm not immune all of a sudden. Then you just process and you work through it and you remind yourself of your truth. And what's your truth? Whatever feels good. That's your truth. It gets to be true for you. You get to give yourself permission to let it be true for you. That's everything. It's everything. That makes everything easier. It makes everything lighter. It's absolutely everything. I'm gonna go drink some hot tea. I think I'm done with coffee for today. I think I needed it. It made me feel happy. I got to send a message to my friend who always makes fun of me for drinking so much coffee. That made me smile. All right, you guys. Like I said, I'm sure there's going to be things that I wanted to say that I didn't say in here. And so maybe I'll do another video. I have no idea. I definitely have a lot more that's going to go into this program. Because one thing that I realized is like, the people that don't have these things in place aren't ready to work with me one-on-one yet. So if I can make this program everything that you need to be ready to work with me, then I have an option. We're going to talk about that in the offers section of this program, like having different things available for different people at different stages, because that is like, that brings you confidence when someone asks you a question and you're like, oh, I got just what you need. Do you have just what your people need? You do. It might still be in your head, but you definitely do. So I want you to just take some time, like now that we're done, because I'm going to be done with this, because I said it wasn't going to be too much, and we're like an hour and 22 minutes in. Oops. Now that we're done with this, I want you to just process for a little bit. Maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. Just take some time and just, maybe you want to journal, or maybe you like want to sit and just stare at the wall for a little bit. But I'm going to do the same thing. I just really want you to like, just shut everything off. All the doubts and the fears and the worries, just shut it off and just think about what I said. Just process it and like feel it. And if and when that doubt and fear comes in, notice it and like work through it, right? And just remember, it's just your ego. It's just the fear. It's not true unless you make it true. The only thing that's true feels good. The truth always feels good. You are meant to be successful. You are meant to be happy. You are supposed to find joy and satisfaction and beauty in all the things. You're supposed to. That's the whole point. Like, if it wasn't that, then what would be the point? You know? And that's not to say there won't be obstacles and the contrast and the pain and the hurt, but those things are given to us for us to learn and to grow and to appreciate the good, not to be sad about the bad. So just like let this training change the way that you look at things. Oh my gosh, my kid is like in the bush outside my house. He's like banging on the siding. That scared me. Like, you have everything that you need. This training is everything. This is everything that you need, you guys. And of course, you have me. Like, reach out to me. Comment in this video. Comment in the group. Send me a private message. Email me. support@janicalarson.com. JANICA Only Larson for a little bit longer. Then it'll be, I haven't decided. I think it's just going to be my middle name. I think it'll be Janica Lynn. We'll see. I love you guys so much. You have everything that you need, and anything else that you need, all you have to do is ask. Me, the universe, your angels, God, source, whatever. whatever you believe, whatever feels good is true for you. Making money, being free, feeling confident, feeling sexy, feeling satisfaction, feeling beauty to the point where you could cry, feeling appreciation to the point where your chest is like clenching because you're about to ugly cry because your 2-year-old is picking wildflowers. Like, that's where it's at. And when you're in that energy, everything that you want comes to you. The universe already knows what you want. You don't have to keep asking. The more you ask, the more that you say you don't have it. Speak in the direction of what you want. It's already available. It's on its way to me. Because it's true. If everything is energy, it already exists. The only thing holding it back is you. Get the hell out of the way. Let it happen. Just feel good. Invest in yourself. Go for a run. Take a shower. Go get your hair cut. What feels good? Do that. And then tell me how it goes. Let me know. I love you guys so much. I will be back. If you're watching this video because you just bought just the money training, stay tuned because I am not done. And if you need me, you can email me to support@janicalarson.com or send me a message on Facebook or on Instagram. It's Janica Larson everywhere. Or just comment in this video. I love you so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.